In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can go bankrupt but stay rich. Because look, we all fail in life. There's going to be mistakes made, but it's all about failing forward. And there's something secret that the rich have been keeping from you that I'm going to reveal over the next 10 minutes that's going to save you so much money for the rest of your life while you're taking risk. So, for example, let's say you had $100,000 in your bank account and you needed to start a business. Would you rather spend your own $100,000 of hard-earned savings that you've literally saved for the past 5 years? Or would you rather keep that money safe and borrow someone else's money with no interest? Okay, so let's just do a little cross comparison, analysis paralysis, and let's see what the different details are in both of these scenarios. So if we go and we spend our own $100,000, we have zero asset exposure, which means that 100K that we're using, that was our life savings. Like that could have been in an ETF. That could have been a down payment on the home that we're going to raise our family in. That could have been in Bitcoin. That could have been in an Airbnb. I could have deployed that money into a safe asset that would have appreciated while I was starting my business. But we can't do that because I have to use this money as my capital to actually grow this business that I'm starting. You have zero purchase protection. Now, when you open a business, people are sharks out there. Vendors are going to come at you. There's going to be scams left and right. I personally got scammed in my first ever business venture. I lost $20,000, but I actually lost it out of a loan I took out and I never paid it back. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But anyway, if you are diving into business head first, you're going to make mistakes. People are going to come for your neck and you're going to lose money and you have zero purchase protection. You can't call the bank and say, hey, this vendor is a known scammer. Here's all the proof. Can we charge it back? Nope, you're screwed. The money is gone. Okay. You also get no free travel and no rewards on the money you're spending to build this business. You're going to have to pay business expenses. You're going to have to pay rent. You're going to have to pay for vendors, supply, all kinds of stuff, and you're going to get no points for it. Okay. This is just cash leaving your account. Goodbye. Okay. Now, whatever money I spend out of my savings, it is at 100% risk of total loss. Meaning if I invest 100 grand into this new startup and I'm opening up an ice cream shop to support my family and this thing fails miserably, not only was it embarrassing, but my $100,000 that I saved for my entire life, poof, gone. Okay. That is the only capital I had. And now it is gone forever. And there's nothing I can do about it. Okay. So here's the two scenarios, right? Your business goes well, okay? None of this stuff, actually matters because look, the ice cream shop hit it massive. We're going to franchise it out now. We're all over the news. We're making a ton of money. It all paid off. All good, okay? Well, sorry, but there's about a 10 to 20% chance that actually happens. And that's a true statistic. 10 to 20% of businesses actually make it. 80 to 90% of new startups fail, okay? I'm just giving you the pure reality. Okay, I failed 6 businesses when I started in 2019. So I'm a testament of this statistic. Okay, now here's the real reality of what's probably going to happen. Your business is going to fail. Okay, and now you're completely broke. You lost all your money, you're embarrassed, and you have nothing to show for it. Okay, now this is one way we can start our business. Doesn't seem too fun, right? Now, what's the other way? Okay, well, the other way is we can borrow 50 to up to 100K or more at 0% interest on business credit cards that do not show up to the personal side of our credit. Okay. We can use this capital, right? Our savings that we had in our bank account. We don't even need to touch it. Okay. Now we can use our hard-earned savings and deploy it into an asset class that's safe and going to appreciate over time. My personal favorite, Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin has had the highest performance out of any asset class over the past 14 years. It goes up 50% on average a year, which is unbelievable. You can invest in the QQQ, SPY, NASDAQ, any ETFs, Vanguard. Okay, that's going to be a nice, safe investment. You can invest in gold, real estate. Okay, you can diversify into all of these. The point is we are going to use our hard-earned money to deploy it into safe, appreciating assets that are going to build our wealth while we're also building a business. Okay. Now with this 100K at 0% that I'm getting from these business credit cards, I have purchase protection on this capital, which means if I go and I pay a vendor with my business card and this vendor ends up not delivering on the machinery that I bought, I don't even care to argue with him. If he ghosts me, all good. I'm calling Amex or I'm calling Chase. I'm telling them the situation. They're going to credit that money directly back into my credit card. No big deal. They'll investigate. They'll do all the work. They'll take care of it. Okay. That is incredible. All right. Now, not only am I getting purchase protection, okay, they're going to save my butts. I'm also going to earn a lot of free travel and vacations and points that I could redeem for really whatever I want. Hotels, travel, appliances, computers. Okay. I'm going to earn rewards for spending money I already had to spend, which is awesome. Now, this happens in two ways. The first way, sign-up bonuses. I'm going to get a 100,000 point sign-up bonus when I spend money on my Chase Inc. Unlimited. Okay, this is incredible. I can turn that 100K points into $5,000 worth of business class travel for me and my wife to do a summer vacation to Europe. Okay. I also am going to get 2x points on every dollar I spend. So if I'm spending on ads, if I'm spending on machinery, if I'm spending on any business expenses, I'm getting paid to spend. Okay. Now, the best part is we have 12 months to put this capital to use and earn an investment and earn an ROI on our investment. Okay. So we are going to be diligent with this money. We're going to invest it in the things that are going to produce us cash flow, more employees, better systems, advertising, camera equipment, content, okay, whatever is going to move the needle, we're going to use as capital to invest in. And the best part is I only have to pay 1% of my monthly balance. So if I use 100K, I only have to pay $1,000 a month for 12 months before I owe back the payment. Okay, so once again, the business, unfortunately, if we're looking at statistics, it's not really going to go well, right? There's a 10 to 20% chance that this business actually succeeds. Okay, so let's look at what actually is probably going to happen. Our business fails, right? Now, what happens with all this money that we borrowed? Well, check this out. I still have my own hard-earned savings that I deployed into Bitcoin, which was my asset of choice. And this Bitcoin goes up on average 50% a year. So my Bitcoin now, after 1 year of trying to, run this business and failing miserably, is at 150K. So if I wanted to, I could literally sell off $50,000 of this Bitcoin and I could pay for half my balance and I still have $100,000 in my hard-earned savings. Or if I'm just like, you know what, it was a good shot, I learned a lot, I made 50K in Bitcoin, I'm going to go ahead and just pay off all these cards and forget about it. And I'll go back to my 9 to 5. Okay, at least I still got $50,000 in my savings account and I have no credit debt whatsoever. Okay, but you don't even have to do that. It gets even better. I can keep all my Bitcoin, okay? And what I can do is I can now balance transfer my $100,000 worth of debt on this business card to a new 0% business card for 12 months. Now, it might have to be on multiple cards, and I teach my students exactly how to do this in credit class. We work with all of the best tier 1 lenders across the United States and local credit unions, depending on what state you're in. And we can go and we can open up 2 to 3 cards. We can pay a small 2 to 3% fee. We can take this 100K worth of debt that's about to be hit with 20% interest or more, and we can just transfer it over with a simple phone call. Boom. Now I have another 12 months to give this business another go and turn it around and earn my ROI as fast as possible so I can pay off these cards. Now, what happens if our personal credit's a wreck and I can't get approved for this next round of business cards? I'm screwed, right? Not necessarily, okay? Not necessarily. In the United States, we're very forgiving for financial disaster, okay? Just look at the great financial crisis. All of the CEOs of all those banks that screwed everyone over, they made the most money of their lives that year, okay? We are the greediest country in the world, all right? So look, let's at least take advantage of it on a very small scale, okay? I can stop paying the card and I can let it close, okay? They'll charge off my credit card, okay? Unfortunately, what's gonna happen is, although business credit is separate from personal, they're going to use that personal guarantee because we applied with our social security number, and they do that for this exact reason, because if you do default on that business card, they can slap it on your personal credit history. So now when I check out my FICO, it's going to drop and we're going to see a charged off account for $100,000 with Chase or Amex or Bank of America, whatever 0% card you used. That sucks, but isn't it better than being completely broke and out of money? Okay, I would rather have this option all day because now we have options. We always want to give ourselves options when it comes to taking risk. Okay, what is the risk? What is the reward? We want to weigh this out before making any crazy decisions. And now, okay, we're in a pretty tough situation. Now we have a charged off account reporting to our credit, and that's going to go into collections. They're going to sell that debt off to someone that's going to try to recoup some of that money, right? They'll sell your debt at pennies on the dollar, and now they're going to call you up and they're going to try to get whatever portion they can out of that balance. So once that's happened now, and we have a collection reporting on our credit file, now we're going to use consumer protection laws and the Fair Credit Reporting Act against them. Okay, we are blessed as Americans with the best consumer protection laws, and we can dispute any item on our credit file. And if we can find an inconsistency on the filing that they cannot prove, they must remove it by law. Okay, back to my situation in 2019 when I took out a $20,000 personal loan, which was stupid. Okay, I defaulted on it. It went to collections, and I did credit repair for a long time, and I was able to get them to not be able to prove an inconsistency, and they had to remove it off of my file. Now, what's the downside after that? I can just never get a loan at that place that I got the loan from again. It was a small little bank. I'll never talk to them again in my life. I'm free and clear. And guess what? Their debt that they printed to give to me was free anyway. They just made a bunch of money on the interest payments I was paying them. There was no loss to them. So don't feel bad. Okay? Now, once it reports as a collection, we can do credit repair. We can do it on our own. We have credit repair inside of Credit Class. We give you the exact templates that my credit repair company uses. We give you all the resources to empower yourself. We give you video modules. We show you exactly how to do it. So once you get them removed, there you go. Now you can just never bank with that lender that you got the business card from. So I would definitely not recommend doing this with Chase, Amex, US Bank, or Bank of America. These are tier 1 banks. You want them on your side, especially Chase and Amex. But if you're doing with this a small credit union, something real local, and you don't care about them long term, it's okay, right? So if the business grew significantly also, right? And let's say the business blew up over a 2-year or 3-year period. Now, if that ever happens, you can decouple your personal guarantee that you have on that business credit card. If the business gets massive and you're doing, let's say, millions of dollars a year, you can call on the Chase, you can set up a bank meeting, and you could decouple the personal guarantee so that you are no longer personally liable for that account. Okay, as long as you can get rid of the personal guarantee, or you can get business credit without a personal guarantee, if something happens in the business and the business blows up, you can wind down that business, you can bankrupt the company, and there's no personal liability. Okay, so rich people are really freaking good at separating their personal from their business. Okay, like I said, banks have a legal license to print money. Okay, just remember that. When you buy a mortgage, when you get a house, do you think the bank is going to the back room in the vault and picking up $500K out of their hard-earned cash and giving it to you as a loan? Absolutely not. They press Control P on the computer and they print out a fresh $500,000 for free, no cost to them, and they slap interest on it, and that is how they make their profit. They get paid on the interest. The interest is their product. Okay, it's free for them to print. They profit on your interest. That is it. Okay, so with all this being said, I want you to get some ideas here. Take advantage of the tools of the ultra wealthy, okay? Because billionaires, they buy assets with debt, they borrow against them to live, and then they die in debt. Okay, this has been true for hundreds and hundreds of years. You can play this exact same game with credit, okay? Everyone has the opportunities. If you have a social security number and you live in the United States, you have the best financial instruments in the world at your fingertips, and you're still not taking advantage of them. Okay? I want you to stop that today, and I want you to start playing the game. I've been playing this game since 2019. I have access to $500,000 in business credit cards at 0%. I'm helping 1,000 plus members leverage 0% business credit to buy investable assets that's going to give them cash flow and give them more freedom to travel the world, spend time with loved ones, and do what they want to do. If you want to play this game with us, make sure that you click the link in the description, apply to see if you qualify, and if you do, I'll be reaching out. Have a good one. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe because I'm coming at you every single day with the best credit content. Peace.